Here is the latest from K2 Radio News.
An animal cruelty investigation has been prompted after Natrona County sheriffs responded to a property on Bates Creek Lane near the intersection of Highway 220 and Highway 487 yesterday. A domestic bull bison had been reportedly shot with a firearm. The bison is severely injured and receiving veterinary care at this time. The incident occurred between the hours of March 6th and the morning of March 7th. If you have any information that could help the NCSO with their investigation, please call their unit at 307-235-9282. You may also report anonymously through Crime Stoppers of Wyoming. Reports of another wildfire came in last night at about 6 p.m. to the 1600 block of Pinion Parkway, adjacent to the homes located on Pinion Parkway. When firefighters arrived, the fire was about 5,000 square feet in size. They were able to quickly attack it, establishing a perimeter and extinguishing remaining hotspots. The Casper Fire and EMS Department reminds citizens and visitors to practice vigilant fire prevention practices this spring. As we have learned from all the major incidents in Laramie County, the weekend's incident on Gary Dome, and fire in rural and urban interface areas, that fires can ignite and spread rapidly, especially with our wind. Natrona County is currently under Stage 1 fire restrictions. You can read more about what that means at k2radio.com. A man is dead following a police shootout in northwest Cheyenne that started at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, March 8th, after officers were called to a report of a domestic disturbance with a firearm at a home in the 5200 block of Fishing Bridge. This as a result of an exchange of gunfire that occurred between officers and an adult male suspect. Police say no officers were injured in the shootout. In accordance with the CPD's policies and best practices, they will continue to release information to the public as it becomes available. The investigation has been turned over to the Wyoming Division of Criminal Investigation, a third-party state agency, to ensure a thorough and impartial investigation, and remains ongoing. The Brewers Association is very pleased with Governor Mark Gordon's signature on Senate File 0079, a long-negotiated compromise between craft brewers and beer distributors. The bill allows brewers producing less than 25,000 barrels per year to terminate contracts with their wholesaler without cause, removing a requirement for lengthy and costly litigation between the parties. The bill creates a 45-day window and a good faith estimate fair market value payment to the wholesaler. If the wholesaler and brewer disagree on the amount, the final compensation due will be established by binding arbitration. It took a year of negotiations between wholesalers and brewers, but last week, Senate File 79 cleared its final legislative hurdle, passing 60-0, with 2 excused on the third reading from the House floor, and moved to Governor Gordon's desk for his signature, which he signed on Thursday. Sam DeWitt, the state government affairs director, says that from coast to coast, states are taking a hard look at how their beer franchise laws impact small brewers, and he's happy to see Wyoming leading the way with Senate File 79. Bills like this help level the playing field and give small brewers a voice in how their beer is bought and sold. Gas prices in Wyoming have risen about 13 cents a gallon in the last week, averaging $3.10 a gallon today. The state's cheapest gas was priced at $2.73 at several locations in Casper, including the Sam's Club, the Ridley's on Wyoming Boulevard, the South Poplar Loaf and Jug, Poplar's USA Gasoline, and Conoco. The most expensive gas was priced at $4.29 a gallon. The national average price of gas has risen 6.2 cents a gallon in the last week, averaging $3.40 a gallon today. Head of petroleum analysis at Gas Buddies, Patrick DeHaan, says that if refineries continue to boost output of products like gas, diesel, and jet fuel, it could mean earlier than expected relief. However, the changeover is still in process, so while we'll likely see the continuation of upward pressure on prices, improvement in output could slow that pressure down some. We will see. For our readers, we do have a fun featured story about Nellie Taylor Ross, America's first female governor. She was the first and only woman in the state of Wyoming to hold governorship. Reporting from Casper, this is Colby Fiedel.